The case we are concerned about right now is Syria. We've known since 2012 because Bashar al-Assad told us that he had a stockpile of chemical weapons, but we didn't know which ones. It's been narrowed down to 3 possibilities, the first being choking agents, for example, chlorine gas. The second possibility is nerve agents, the most likely being SARIN, because it's the easiest to produce. And the third possibility, also easy to make, is a blistering agent known as eperite, or mustard gas. Looking at what these terms mean, with choking agents, the idea is someone with a breathing problem so severe that it leads to respiratory failure, which is fatal. Nerve agents also lead to respiratory failure, but by affecting the nervous system, the muscles, and secretory glands. And lastly, there are products that cause skin blisters, which is why they're called blistering agents, which are actually the first sign of second-degree burns. This is mustard gas, whose other name is eperite. If you look at these 3 products, the presentation will be the same. That is, stinging, tearing eyes that may be so painful that people have to keep their eyes closed. That makes it difficult or impossible for them to see where they're going and thus to get away from toxic areas. They also irritate the throat, which will sting and may cause coughing. All of these signs are common to all categories of chemical weapons, to the 3 listed here, plus tear gas. What's different about tear gas is that the symptoms disappear within an hour of exposure. With the others, the signs get worse. And that's how you make the diagnosis. If you have someone who is conscious, someone who is having trouble breathing, whose breathing problems are getting worse, whose voice may even be hoarse, this indicates serious injury to the mucous membranes or the airways. That strongly suggests chlorine. People who are exposed to nerve agents like SARIN will quickly start experiencing impaired consciousness or balance problems. They're conscious, but they can't walk. They'll have fasciculations in their extremities that are easy to see. It's very visual. And then other highly suggestive signs will appear. Their pupils will constrict and become true pinpoint pupils, a millimeter in diameter. Saliva and white bronchial secretions will start coming out of their mouths. These secretions then overwhelm the respiratory tract, especially since another effect of nerve agents is bronchial constriction. The bronchi are narrowed, so they'll have trouble expelling the fluid. And then lastly, there's respiratory paralysis. So using these agents really means that you're trying to kill the person by a variety of mechanisms: internal drowning, muscle paralysis, and bronchoconstriction. That is, by causing extremely serious respiratory failure. With blistering agents, the toxicity is caused by burns. Burns on exposed areas like the face, neck, armpits, actually any moist area, in the groin, near the waist, and on the ankles, where the socks are. So all in all, although the burns aren't that extensive, they're extremely painful. The primary aim of these agents is incapacitation.